Welcome to Ink 2 Video. We make books into visual stories.
Meet Varda. Every morning, he wakes up feeling like he's already behind. He slams his hand on the snooze button for the third time, trapped in a thick fog of physical exhaustion. When he finally drags himself upward, the rush begins. He gulps down lukewarm coffee and starts firing off replies to work emails while the blankets are still pulled up to his chest. Looking at his morning, you might assume he lacks drive, but Varda isn't lazy. He just believes that high performers possess a secret reserve of vitality that he was never given. The modern world defaults to defense. Between infinite scrolling and immediate notifications, our attention is hijacked before our feet hit the floor, draining our energy and agency before the workday officially begins. Then he stumbled onto an idea from author Hal Elrod that reframed his perspective. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Varda's chronic exhaustion was a systemic failure to design the first hour of his day, rather than a permanent part of his personality. Fixing that system requires breaking physical inertia. Varda places his alarm clock on the exact opposite side of the bedroom, forcing himself to physically stand up and walk across the floor. Once vertical, he immediately drinks a full glass of water and does 60 seconds of jumping jacks. This aggressive burst of movement forces blood to his brain and interrupts the grogginess of sleep inertia. This is the foundation of the S.A.V.E.R.S framework, a structured morning laboratory. It begins physically, with dedicated periods of deep silence to lower stress hormones and exercise to sustain that initial spike in heart rate. This diagram shows a standard 24-hour biological cycle and how early exposure to light and physical activity resets the body's internal clock. By engaging in these practices immediately upon waking, the circadian rhythm aligns to the new schedule. Look at how the curve changes throughout the day. The afternoon energy crashes flatten out. By forcing early activity, the body learns exactly when it should be awake, resulting in a stable curve of daytime cognitive alertness and deeper nighttime sleep. This early physical momentum biologically anchors the circadian system for sustained all-day focus. With his physical baseline secured, Varda moves into mental conditioning. He spends the next block of time focused entirely on reciting specific affirmations and practicing visualization. This animation illustrates the process of neuroplasticity. When you continuously repeat positive psychological framing, replacing "I can't" with "I will," the dull, unused connections in your brain physically wither, while new nodes connect and strengthen. As Varda visualizes his long-term goals as already completed, these glowing neural pathways solidify. The brain doesn't easily distinguish between a vividly imagined event and reality, meaning he is engineering structural changes in his mind. He rounds out the routine with the final cognitive stages, reading 10 pages to absorb insights from great minds, and scribing, where he journals his thoughts and records gratitude. By following this exact sequence, he completes 6 distinct, demanding tasks before he eats breakfast. This creates a psychological cascade of small, compounding wins. Each completed habit triggers a release of dopamine. This chemical reward makes the brain crave more achievement, priming his focus to tackle harder projects later in the day. The S.A.V.E.R.S framework is a biological engineering toolkit that leverages neuroplasticity and dopamine to create a reliable habit of daily progress. Fast forward 6 months. Varda has dropped 10 pounds, eliminated his morning brain fog, and doubled his daily energy levels. There is tangible output to this system. In those brief, daily blocks of dedicated scribing time, he drafted an entire book. His workday trajectory is unrecognizable. He arrives at the office calm, focused, and consistently completes his highest priority task by 10 in the morning. The way you spend your first hour is the rudder that steers your entire life. If you want to attract success, you have to invest in yourself first. Mastering the morning provided the framework Varda needed to reclaim his focus, shifting him from a reactive state to a life designed by choice. If you woke up tomorrow with 0 excuses and exactly 1 extra hour, what is the single life-altering action you would take?
Don't just watch the story. Be part of it. Ink it. Imagine it. Live it with Ink 2 Video. Like if it hit you. Subscribe to stay in the story loop. Share it with someone who loves visuals.